We've scoured the internet, poring over Reddit, pretty much just Ask Games Reddit, so we can help the internet answer their burning questions. We're talking loot boxes, Nintendo, PS4, free-to-play PC shooters, yep, that pretty much covers it. But if you don't know already, you're listening to the Son of a Geek podcast.
Son of a Geek!
And I'm your host, Spencer, and joining me this fine morning evening are two glorious co-hosts. One that looks like he was drawn with my left hand, and the other is nothing but a filthy casual. It's Toll and Zio. How are you guys doing? I think I've used that one already, the casual.
Not exactly.
Maybe, but I mean, we all know it's Toll.
Okay.
Wait, they were both bad, though. Which of us?
Hey, I'll be the
Don't worry about it.
drawn one.
That's not what's important. What's important is that we're here hanging out, having a good time.
Absolutely. 100%.
Zio, how did you find that app for, what do you call it? What's it called again? That app you're using to help promote Next to Nothing?
The Amino.
The Amino app.
Amino, how did you find that?
Well, I went to Reddit and I typed like a really long paragraph like, hey guys, we're game and we make machinima. Check out our show, please. And then this one guy was like,
come take a look at our stuff. It's really great.
Yep. And some guy was like, hey, you should probably check out the Amino app. It's a pretty like rambunctious community. And I was like, I'm sure. And so at first I thought Amino was like
Amino acids.
No, I was thinking it was a part of the galaxy, like Euclid from No Man's Sky. So I'm like thinking it's another subreddit.
Like an actual mod pack?
I don't know. Like I just thought it was like a subreddit, so I googled it, and then turns out it was a whole different app, and it is weird, man. Like, it is. It makes me feel old because there's a lot happening. It's like Instagram meets Twitter meets Facebook meets Reddit, and it has its own chat rooms. Like, I thought chat rooms were a thing of my old generation. I was just like,
oh wow,
I don't know.
Well, because you talked about it.
You
talked about it and I downloaded it, or I didn't download it. I went to download it and I looked at it and I'm just like, the hell is this thing?
It's super weird, but at the same time, like the communities, they weren't lying. Like it's a pretty, like we've, for Geeks Actively Making Entertainment alone, I think we have like 50 to 60 followers already, like in the one day that awesome. I downloaded it.
And you were saying
I'm sorry
in like
to
one
say
day
that I knew about that since long before we met. I just didn't know what it was, or I would have said something sooner.
Told you, rat bastard.
I still can't wrap my head around it. Like, it's super weird. Like, it's definitely not... It's definitely like in a beta phase or something, because it's awkward to play with. Like, it doesn't just roll right off the thumb, if that makes sense. You know how, like, Facebook works? You scroll...
It's not... what's the word?
The UI is awkward.
Intuitive. It's not intuitive.
Yeah, it's not very intuitive. Yeah, thanks, Toll. It's just... It has a lot of potential, and I could see it being popular, but then I also see it being a fad, kind of like how Vine only lasted a few years and what TikTok is right now. You know, it's just...
I mean, TikTok.
It's basically the app that let the No Man's Sky community come together. They've been using it for, well, ever since the game launched.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Has it been out that long?
It's what let things band together the way they did outside of the channels of Reddit, because, you know, Reddit's a little bit harder to organize.
I mean, I guess, because, like, it's an app for just fans of anything. So, like, you type in what you like, and then there's just throws all this shit at you. Like, hey, all these people like this stuff, too.
So, if I type in pudding, I'm going to find a bunch of stuff on pudding?
Probably find
Oh, my God, this is amazing. I'm downloading this right now.
One of the two.
Now I've got to Google this.
It's not... I didn't know... It doesn't work well on websites. It's specifically for phones. Like, it's designed to only work on phones. When you go to the website, it's even worse.
Okay, there's not a Pudding Amino, but there is an Amino for an anime character called Pudding.
Yeah, I think it's all more
exciting.
fanboy stuff. So, like, anything related to nerd culture or geek culture, I'm assuming is what it's for.
Oh, and thank God I can just sign in with my Gmail account.
Oh, and this one is nice. Bodybuilding. Oh, wait, no, that's
creating an account
else.
For game
Amino
is
acids.
super easy because they're just like, yep, Google, done.
Nice. If something ever happens where my Google account gets hacked by something I've connected it to, and they're like, okay, we need you to give us a list of everything your Google account is linked to, I'm just going to be like, well, good luck.
Your
There's
list is
anything and everything.
Internet.
Yep. But
pretty dumb.
No, it's really cool. Like, you gain a lot of followers out of it, and, like, as I just told you guys in our analytics, like, we've grown significantly in the last couple
hours.
days. Yeah, 18 hours of watch time gained just from yesterday. So all of those listening to the podcast, huge leaps and bounds for game these last couple of days. We're on.
Is this like one more thing that we're gonna have to post stuff on that we never post things on?
What do you mean?
Maybe.
We need a publicist. That's what we need.
That's what it's true. Yeah. We do need a public. Hey, anybody listening right now, if you want to be games publicist, just send us an email.
Why do I have to pick 5 topics that I like?
GameOfficialStaff@gmail.com. Or, join our Discord link, which will be in the description below. And be like, hey, Zio, Sped, or Toll, I want to be your publicist. And then, boom. We'll probably hire on the spot.
Our regular
Speaking
Discord
of Toll
listeners.
Speaking of Toll, we've gone to, and by we I mean myself, I took the liberty of doing this because it's very important. There's a lot of people out there that Toll owes money to, and it's really hard to keep track of it. So what we've done is we've created an email address of tollowesme5 at gmail.com.
Yep.
We'll put you can find the full email address on like the bottom in the description. Just because, I mean, some people can be like, is it dollars like the dollar symbol, or is it dollars like DOLL and then the rest of the letters? And, it's hard to know for sure. So we'll put it down there.
Doll hairs.
And is it doll hairs? Like,
no,
what is he talking about? So, if Toll owes you $5, please send us an email and let us know so we can get you down on the list.
I've never agreed to this, so no one could ever say this is a verbal contract.
As far as we know, Toll has not been doing what he's supposed to be doing and paying you money.
Yes,
so,
and we're sorry. So we're going to start a $5 club. Toll owes you $5 club.
Yeah, we're gonna call it Toes. So like it's like Toll owes, and then and we're just gonna put like the 5 for the S because that's what we're gonna do for it. So if he owes you money and he hasn't paid you yet, then welcome to the Toes Club.
Yep. Welcome to the Toes Club.
And shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes.
We're gonna have to make like a private channel and
just
like
a
Discord
whole private
for it.
Channel for the Toes Club.
We're gonna make this legitimate too. We're gonna go onto Facebook and set everything up so we've got like a private like Facebook group for this too.
Oh my god,
we're gonna go.
We
the
don't
whole
have an
shebang.
official Facebook group
Man,
for
if you
game,
guys
but
are
we'll
trying
make
to
one
make
for
this
Toes.
legit, we're gonna have to set a limit to one winner, just like any other contest.
Oh,
well, there is only ever one winner, and anytime that one person is the winner, they get $5. It's just there's happened to be a lot of winners.
Well, I'm glad we clarified that.
Yes.
And also, I still haven't agreed to give anybody any of my money.
No,
it's okay. So, like, how game works, guys, is it's a democracy. It's if 2 votes won, then we win. And Spen and I have voted, and that's how this club got formed.
Yeah. Well,
yeah. So, all in favor of Spencer hiring an assistant, please say aye.
Spencer hiring an assistant? Nay.
Excellent. I shall. Well, I mean, I hate to tell you guys, I hired one already, anyways.
Oh,
so.
Is it Smiley?
No, it's her name's Karen. She is my assistant. She she deals with all the paperwork and the back end stuff.
Damn, Karen.
So
Karen sucks. Smiley, can you?
How dare you? If it wasn't for Karen,
I'll tell you
I wouldn't even be here right now.
I'll tell you what. I'm totally cool with it as long as she'll be my assistant part time.
No, that's not how it works.
All
right,
this
fine.
Conversation seems to be going somewhere.
At least 4 hours a week.
Weird.
So we should probably jump into some questions here.
I guess we're wasting plenty of time.
Because I'm not Karen's my assistant. You can get your own assistant. So, why we went to Ask Games. You guys have the link to that, right? You guys can see the questions here.
Yes.
I'm assuming.
Yes.
Cool. So
nope, I can't tell what Mr. Bacon Man asked.
Because there's so many people that have questions, and we have the knowledge to teach them and help them not have questions.
Knowledge. Like
that's what it is. So
any sort of formal training.
Our first question comes from Mr. Bacon Man, and he asked, what video game characters pissed you off the most?
Revolver Ocelot.
Who
the heck is Revolver Ocelot?
Holy crap, you guys have never played Metal Gear. So I liked him in most of the games, but in one of them, you actually go back to the Cold War era and you see the young version of him. It's not time traveling, that's just the setting that game is in. And I swear to God, there are at least 30 minutes of screen time dedicated to him spinning his guns. And I hated every second of it.
Sounds awesome. He sounds like a total badass.
He kind of is a badass. But when you have a 5-minute monologue and 4 minutes of it is him spinning his guns...
That does not sound like it would be so much fun then.
It's really awkward to watch. Have you heard of Hideo Kojima?
Yeah.
Yes.
He made PT, right?
Yeah.
The guy's legendary in the game making community. How have you
He's
guys
really
never
weird.
played Metal Gear?
Because it's weird.
I never owned PlayStation.
It's a really good
So-
story. I mean, I'm not going to sell it more than that.
It's pretty convoluted.
It's definitely convoluted, but it's good.
Are they though?
It's enjoyable. I'll put it that way.
Okay. I think it has really good comedy moments. I don't think the story's good. I just think it has a lot of fanboys.
It has good gameplay.
That's fair.
Oh, okay.
I do like the sneak mechanics and stuff. I have played a couple of them, but I've never played them all the way through.
Not
I've
in depth
played
enough to get the
sections.
story.
Yeah.
But seriously, I hate young Ocelot.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
What about old Ocelot?
Old Ocelot's kind of awesome. Once you manage to get through the entire thing and figure out the mind fuckery that is the story behind Metal Gear and that character's backstory.
Not gonna lie, when you said
It is
young
definitely
Ocelot,
pretty
I
crazy.
thought his first name was Young, and
No,
so I was making a joke. I didn't realize that you were referring to his actual age.
No, his name is, he's called Revolver Ocelot, but his original name is Shala Shaska or something.
Oh, okay.
He was a Russian spy who was actually originally an American spy who was a double agent, but then he ended up acting like he was always a Russian spy, and he was your rival, but he was also trying to mentor you while being your rival, and there was this weird mind warping thing where he was supposed to be someone else taken over by an arm, but he wasn't really. It was just brainwashing, and you ended up fist fighting him to the death on top of a giant dead nuclear warhead launching machine AI thing.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you I was following along with that, and I didn't get lost along the way. And ended with
you can tell me
nuclear
that if you want, and I
warhead.
won't believe you because I got lost saying it. Metal Gear is
Well,
complicated, like Zio said.
Since we're in the boat of honesty, I wasn't listening at all, honest.
Yeah,
You-
that's fine.
Just kidding.
The story is complicated. You'd have to play the game to
Zio-
understand it, or
Well,
download
that's a
the
long-
frickin' encyclopedia.
Can't we just look up a wiki page?
All right, Cliff Notes version: Metal Gear, nuclear warheads. One guy has to finish it. Cloning.
no, guys,
And done.
we're answering questions. We can't be asking
Right,
questions
Spen.
on the podcast.
Which video game character pisses you off the most?
It was a tie for me between Roman from Grand Theft Auto. I don't want to go bowling, by the way,
It doesn't.
because it would always be at moments where you're like in the middle of a gunfight or you're driving a car in the middle of a police chase and you're trying to do something and then you hear the you're like, what? He's like, hey cousin, let's go bowling. It's like, no, don't do that, because whenever that came up, sometimes you wouldn't be able to hit the button you wanted to, because the button would just be
After
to answer
ignoring
the
it
phone.
about 20 times, I finally went bowling with him. It was stupid. It was boring. It was tedious.
It's really stupid.
It was not rewarding in any way. And then we walk back out the front door. The mission is ended. And I'm not 5 steps away from the guy when he calls again asking to go bowling.
Not surprised.
That's funny.
So, but mine was tied between him and Mr. Rossetti from Animal Crossing.
Oh,
I've talked about Mr. Rossetti before.
Yeah, this story.
Like, I've almost thrown controllers before, but most of that time it's usually playing a game like some sort of death match with friends, and then you just get mad and furious and you almost throw the controller. But Mr. Rossetti is the only game character in a video game that had me almost throw a controller.
I'll be honest.
Just because
Pretty
Never
weird.
touched an Animal Crossing game. Not a clue what you're talking about.
you're missing out, but you're not missing out.
I mean, my daughter has 2 of them, and she seems to like them.
They're really awesome, but they're also not. It's hard to say.
I think I get you. I think I get it.
So
Because it's so cool, it's so charming, but if you ever get the chance, you should take a look at some of the Reddits on Animal Crossing, because there are some very dark theories and conspiracies about what's actually going on in the land of Animal Crossing. So
interesting.
let's just say Mr. Tom Nook is he's like the Hitler of Animal Crossing.
Good lordy.
Oh yeah,
Just
all those letters you get
genocide?
from your mom, they're probably not from your mom.
Oh no.
She has no idea where you are.
Conspiracy
Oh,
theory.
No.
There's a lot of dark things that go on there.
Should edit in
Okay.
that Illuminati music.
But Zio, it sounds like you've got one. You're
I do. So I
all
kind
right.
of have...
Moving on to the next question.
You're hilarious, Spen.
Oh, thank you.
No, I kind of have 2 as well. One's very specific though. So one of them is in Final Fantasy X. Most people are going to think I'm going to say Tidus,
Nope.
but I'm not. I actually don't think Tidus is the most annoying character in that game.
Though he
It's
is
just
annoying.
tedious.
I hate Waka with a passion. Waka is like
Waka.
the worst character in almost every Final Fantasy in existence. The
No.
guy is just a bigot.
Who's Waka?
He's the annoying one.
He
That
has
helps.
decent character. It's
Yeah.
his voicing that kills
Decent
it for me.
character? He's not even a good character.
I-
The guy is a
he has
hypocritical
passably
bigot.
decent-
Like,
But he's not
he's-
flat, you know? You see more than one dimension to him. It's not a pleasant dimension.
Not really. You don't really get much of a dimension to him at all.
He has a very, very strong look of someone that you wouldn't like.
Yes.
He,
He's
it's just,
very
his
easy to
face
not like.
looks very, very blank,
It's just
and like he's just there. He's like, "Duh, hey guys."
everything that comes out of that guy's mouth is like just makes you want to just slap him. Just almost everything that comes out. One, yeah, the voice acting
Like,
is terrible. But
worse
all
than
of Final Fantasy
Smiley
X
when
is
he-
pretty terrible for voice acting. There's only a couple characters that kind of stand out, but him alone, he's just he has these moments where he's just so close-minded, and when he's in a group who's supposed to be like changing things, and like he's the worst character in the team, and it's just annoying to have him around. Everything that he just spurts out, it's just nonsense and garbage, and it's hatred. And like, I understand they're trying to portray different personalities, but like, they could have excluded him, and this game would not be any different.
I mean, I'm not going to say that Final Fantasy X is the best game or even the worst game, but it's kind of got mostly contrived points. It's a walkthrough of tropes, if you will. And so it makes sense to
Okay.
have a bigoted character who has no real depth. And while I don't quite agree, I think that might be why they made the decisions that you don't like with him specifically, because he's there for the whole time. There's got to be
the whole
someone
point
asking
this
the
is my
stupid
opinion of
questions.
why it pisses me off. He's just a shitty
Well-
person and a shitty character.
I hope you know. I'm gonna play through Final Fantasy X someday, and I'm gonna make him my main character.
I
That's
tried
fine.
playing through it again
He's
when
a
they first
strong
released
character.
the remaster. I could not
Oh, is
get
it?
through
Oh,
it.
it's fine then.
Yeah, Walker's a really
You
strong
couldn't get back
character.
through it? When did the remaster come out for it?
Well, it's
about
on the
4 years
Switch.
ago?
Yeah, I got it on the PlayStation 4 a few years ago, and now it's on the Switch. So
Ooh.
Yeah,
Another great reason to get a Switch, Zio.
I have a Switch.
Do you though? Do
You played
really?
Smash Bros.
Oh, that's right.
Which kind of segues into the second character is Ratchet and Clank in not just the character, but in PlayStation All-Star specifically, which was Sony's version at Smash Bros.
Oh, you played that?
I loved it, actually. It was a lot of fun.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was
I heard a lot of good things about it, but
It was a lot of fun game. I just think it got labeled as a Smash Bros. Copycat, which, yeah.
yeah, that's
That's
how
fair.
it came across.
wait,
That's
are you
fair.
saying you don't like Ratchet and Clank, or are you saying you don't like them in that game?
I said I don't like them in that game.
Okay,
And the
just
reason
wanted to
for it
clarify
is
that.
a broken mechanic. So
Uh-oh.
there's a grab. You can grab characters, and one of his is the suck cannon. However, you could abuse it. And how All Stars works is if you fall off a level, you disappear, then you reappear on the map stunned for like 3 seconds. Because they don't have like the fall kills you. It's not a percentile. You have to use specials to kill each other instead.
Oh, that's right.
So you could abuse it with the suck cannon. You could suck them in, push them off a ledge, and then they spawn stunned. Then you could suck them again, push them off the ledge.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's a
You
broke.
could almost say it's a really sucky mechanic.
Yeah, no, you can't. It's very abusive, and I hate that character. My friends know I hate broken mechanics, and I refuse
So
to
they
play
play it
with
all the time.
So they do, and they
Awesome.
will only pick maps that have parts that you could fall off on, and they would do it to me specifically because they know
Maybe
how
you should
much it
just-
makes me angry.
Maybe you should just get good.
I am. I'm the best player out of all my friends.
I think we're starting to figure out which one was the filthy casual.
Yeah. I think we're starting to.
You know what? You guys both
But
gave two,
anyways.
so I think I have another one. And this one is actually a
Oh,
character.
yeah, hit us with it.
Here's my second one that pissed me off the most. And it's actually a character that I love. Absolutely love the
Mhm.
franchise. Link.
What?
Wait, why does Link piss you off?
Really?
Link pisses me off because every once in a while, he doesn't listen to what I'm telling him to do. And I'm trying to run down this narrow
Link.
path, and he just decides, oh, I'm gonna hop off. or I'm jumping to this platform like I've done 8,000 times before, and oh nope, this time I'm not going to make it.
Okay.
It's like, damn it, Link!
The real filthy casual.
He pisses me off when he does those things because the rest of the time he's good. He's great, and then just once in a while he gets suicidal.
I really hate to tell you this, but that might not be Link's problem.
Yeah, I don't think that's Link's problem either.
Blame the controller, whatever. No, I love the games. I'm good at the games. Everyone has moments where they slip up, they make mistakes. I know it's all on me, but at the same time, I can't help but say, damn it, Link,
That's
in
fair.
the moment.
Yeah, it's Link's fault.
I mean,
we're just going to have to get rid of him.
We're really going to blame someone. Let's just blame Aggro from Shadow of the Colossus. This is the worst AI horse of all time.
Oh, I love Aggro.
There were so many memes.
Aggro is so bad.
Oh, I love it.
You think with the remaster they would have improved the mechanics of Aggro, but no, not even a little bit. There was one time, and it's actually my Let's Play series for it, where I lost Aggro for 45 minutes.
What?
Yeah, like he just disappeared. So I hopped off him and I jumped down this little ledge to go find a monster that I thought was in this like swampy area. Then after I went there, I like tried to call him. I was like, Aggro! And he just didn't show up. So like, okay, so I start running up this mountain, calling his name the entire time. Then I walk through a cave, calling his name. Then I get super close to the boss fight. It takes me 45 minutes to walk it because it's slow. And then Aggro randomly shows up behind me.
Oh, that's awesome.
See, he was on his way the whole time. He just took the scenic route.
Yeah, clearly. Aggro's the worst
one of
character.
the very first
Visited
video
every
of
other
yours.
Colossus first.
Yeah. But the very first video I ever saw of yours, Zio, was one of your. I don't want to call it a compilation.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's the right word for it, but it was one of your edits of Shadow of the Colossus. It was like a best of video, I think.
I did a best of every month back in the day, and then Shadow of the Colossus is one of my prideful Let's Plays. I think that's one of my best edited Let's Plays.
Yeah, it was pretty darn good. I saw that, I'm like, man, this guy's not bad.
I'll have to watch
I'm gonna hang out with him someday.
Oh, look at that! And now we're friends.
So you guys joined forces based on mutual respect.
Yes.
Why the hell did I get picked?
I mean, honestly,
Sometimes
I saw it and I'm like, oh man, this guy's pretty good. Maybe I can steal all those viewers.
That's all right.
And
I thought the same thing.
You know what they say?
Oh, that's
Great
awesome.
minds think alike.
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Toll, do you want to take it away with the next question here?
The next question, Lame818, that's actually his name, by the way, asked, how come the DLC maps I bought for COD 4 Remaster doesn't pop up in the map rotations?
So I actually have an answer for this.
Oh, do you? Maybe me and Toll should answer this for him first then, so he gets the proper answers.
Go for it.
Before you come in. Toll, take it away.
I can't answer this one. I don't...
Oh, Toll. See, Lame818, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to go into the main menu of the game, and if you go into the options menu, and then the subcategory of the graphic settings, and then you have to, it's up, down, AB8, and then 9, and then you back out of it, and you'll see down on the bottom, there's going to be a new title that's popped up that says Remastered DLC not popping up, and you uncheck that so that it pops up. And that's... that is why your DLC maps aren't showing up.
Step. After it pops up, you also need to press Control Alt F4 Delete, and that'll make sure everything boots up properly.
Yeah, and make sure you also hit the delete. See, if you go Control Alt F4, it's going to close the program, but the delete at the end there is going to save the settings. So
if you want to know some real theories of how that works, one, if you're playing with people who don't have the DLC map, so if you're in a rotation with people who don't have it, it won't ever select those maps. And two, some maps are made too big for certain game modes. So like if you're a free-for-all player and you have a large map that is supposed to cater to an 18-player mode, you won't ever get that map in a free-for-all. You only get the smaller maps.
I had no idea.
Some maps
some
only
actual
pop up
knowledge here.
for team games. I used to play COD competitively, so
I've never touched it.
and
I touched
was
the older ones.
actually
Never touched
what
COD 4.
got me really into multiplayer shooters. Specifically, I loved COD 4.
Plus, you're really missing out, Toll, because I would consider it a lot better than Salmon.
I don't know. I really like Salmon.
I'm not a fan of salmon. So
Oh, you're missing out.
I like COD 2 though. but salmon, like teriyaki salmon, when you go to like a Japanese steakhouse.
Oh,
all you gotta do
it's
is
a
say
fucking
teriyaki.
fish joke. Bleep me if you want. I don't care. That was worth the swear.
That was awesome.
All right, next question from Prankster999. In the age
Are
of
we
mail
sure he's
order
being
and
serious here?
digital downloads, what would make you visit a video game store today? If they offered me a job.
Really?
Like, I mean, that's kind of it.
So if someone called you up right now from like, I don't know what you have in the States, is it EB Games or is it GameStop?
GameStop.
So if GameStop called you right now, it's like, hey, we got a job, we need you to come sell some video games. What would you say?
Absolutely.
Really? You'd quit your job and go to work at GameStop?
Yeah.
In a heartbeat.
I don't know. There was some hesitation there.
The only hesitation is, the funny thing is I've actually interviewed for a GM position at a GameStop.
Oh, really?
Recently?
Like 3 days ago.
Nice.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So hopefully no one from my current job listens to this.
It'd be funny if they did.
So you finally decided to get out of there.
Oh, yeah. My
I mean,
job
everybody
sucks.
has their dreams. No one expects someone to stay where they are forever.
Except for Tom.
That's
Tom wants
true.
them to stay exactly where he leaves them.
Yeah.
Now, you know what brings me to the video game stores, though, is it's kind of a treasure hunt, the thrill of discovery. Because I can go online and search for whatever I want, sure. But at a game store, I find a physical copy of it. It'll probably be less expensive. I might even find something that I'd never heard of or completely forgot existed, sitting there hidden, lurking among the shelves. You know, looking online, you don't have that. It's just whatever title they're choosing to advertise, and anything else you have to know what you're looking for before it comes up.
See,
that's fair.
I can understand that. Like, if you made like a road trip out of it, like with friends, that would be fun. But by yourself, I mean, I'm just gonna buy it online.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, my thing is about experiences and stories. So like, I wouldn't play a game by myself unless it was designed to be a single player game. But if it's a multiplayer game, I'm not gonna play it by myself. I'm gonna only play that with friends. Why? Because that's what it's designed to be. You're designed to create that experience with people. I feel the
that's
same
fair,
way
actually.
about looking for a game. Yeah, if I'm on a treasure hunt by myself, I'm gonna tell people a story. It's gonna be like, yeah, I drove for like 3 hours to find this. But if I was like, oh, I went with Spen and Tall, we drove for 3 hours and we ended up in this chicken farm and we took a picture with a large chicken, and then we went to this one video game store and there we met David Hasselhoff. It was crazy. You know,
Oh, man, that'd be
the whole
awesome.
story changes when you add other elements to it. And
Yeah.
when you add people,
Well,
it makes
Zio, I hate to tell you, but any story changes once a different element is added.
yeah,
to it.
thanks. But
Any
you know what I'm
story gets
saying?
better
Like,
when you
you're
add the Hoff to
creating
it.
a character. You're creating multiple people in the story, and it changes the experience for everybody.
Well, let
that's
me share one such experience with you. When I
Ooh, please do.
When I lived in Oklahoma City, there
How
was
did you get lizard out of that?
my brain went. When I lived in Oklahoma City, there is a franchise local to the area called Vintage Stock, and
Ooh.
at first I thought it was like an antique store, but the sign was, kind of radical in that
Oh, nice.
visually attractive way. It had greens and purples and stuff like that. So I was like, well, let's
Wait,
take a
what
look
shade
inside.
of purple?
The good one.
That narrows it down to 3. All right, I'm good. Let's go.
Okay.
You can continue.
So I walk inside expecting to see like antiques, and I see on one side they've got vinyls and they've got comics and they've got VHS and DVDs, and on the other side they have games for every current console and shelves running all along the top of the wall that have every previous console. They've got cartridges for the N64. They've got
Oh, wow.
the Atari 3600 sitting on top of a shelf there, and I'm like, what is this?
That's awesome.
So I became a regular customer. Now, my wife, when we met, did not play video games. Did you, Katie? She said no, not much, but you probably couldn't hear. I took her in there, and she was just dumbfounded just like me, because, yeah, she didn't play games, but there was all these other things there for her to see. So she went
She
and
was
looked
like,
at
oh,
her
God,
stuff.
this is what I'm getting myself into.
She went and looked at her stuff, and I went and looked at my stuff.
Thank God he's got lots of money.
And I found a game. I don't remember what game, but it was one that I had heard of but never played.
Was it E.T.?
It was not E.T. I'm pretty
Was
sure
it
every
Lion
copy of that
King?
got destroyed.
Was it Ping Pong?
What about Paperboy?
I think it was one of the Uncharted.
Oh, I think it was Paperboy.
Had to
think
be
it was
Paperboy.
Uncharted.
That's probably what it was, too.
I'm pretty sure it was Uncharted.
Wait, was it Uncharted 1 or
That was
it
one of the
Uncharted
first games
3?
that I showed.
Or was it Uncharted 3?
Yeah, was it?
Well, I
Or
hadn't
was
played
it
any
Uncharted
of them,
the
so it would
Golden
have had to be
Abyss
the
for the
first
PS Vita?
Yeah, or
I've
was
never
it that
owned a Vita.
one that's like
Guys.
not 5 but still technically
I'm
5?
gonna stop talking till you stop talking.
I think that's Uncharted 4, Spen.
No, there was one after 4 where it was the girls.
Oh, yeah, that is with Chloe and the other one.
Yeah.
So I found this game I'd never played, and I bought it, and she was like, "What the heck is this? Why are you interested in this?" And she'd never played the game. She didn't know that there are these rich stories in there. So I found a game I forgot existed, brought it home, showed it to the person I cared about. She got engaged, and we had this shared experience. And I never would have
To the
found
game?
with what?
She got engaged to the game.
Engaged in the story of the game.
Okay,
the
that makes a lot more
experience of
sense
the
then.
game. Thank you. That okay? You threw me off.
I mean, it's
my train of
2019.
thought.
We weren't going to judge.
Yeah, I was
mean,
just curious.
You
I
want
wanted
to
to
get
make sure the
engaged to
facts
a
were
game?
straight.
That's on you.
I tried. It doesn't turn out very well.
Good to know. So if we hadn't found that store, if we hadn't gone in there together that day and looked around, we wouldn't have had that shared experience together. So yeah, the treasure
that's
hunt
awesome.
aspect of it really is what plays in a physical store for me.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
that's fair. But you had someone with you, so
Exactly. That was, I said my piece, you said your piece, I said another piece adding on to your piece. This is how conversations work, isn't it?
You got to give us a number
Was
between
it
1
though?
and 4, though, and it could also include 1 and it could also include 4.
3.
I hadn't played any of them by then, so it had to have been 4.
Okay.
Oh.
Wait, how did the game begin?
Wait, did I say
Wait,
4?
what
I meant
color
1.
was the
it had to
case?
be 1.
Yeah.
Oh.
I had not
Well, no,
played
the
any,
color-
so it had to be 1.
Okay. Cool. That's a good solid one to start with.
Yeah.
It's the weakest one, but it kickstarts the series.
But it's also
Well, I
really
mean, that's
good.
like
I really
saying-
enjoy the ending too.
That's like saying plain pepperoni pizza is the worst pizza. I mean,
Although
it's
Uncharted
still,
2's ending is
pizza.
probably my favorite.
Oh, the 4th one was my favorite.
I still
I
haven't
do
played the
love
4th
4.
one. No spoilers.
The 4th one was a perfect ending.
My favorite part was... I'm just kidding. Cool.
All right, next question. Go ahead.
Hey, I didn't
Spen.
even get to say anything about
You
it.
can say
Oh,
something.
I guess. Yeah, go ahead.
I don't want to say anything anymore.
All right, next question.
So I take that to mean, Spen, you would not visit a video game store in person.
No, the only times I ever really visit a store is when I need to get another controller.
It's fair.
I
I
mean,
like
Because
the
I
physical-
used
I agree
to
with that,
go
actually. I like to
regularly.
physically see and hold my controller before I buy it.
Yeah. But I used to go regularly, and I would even make it a trip where I would go and I would hit like 6 or 7 ones throughout Calgary when I was living closer to it. And I would just go for the discount bins. And anything under $3 I would buy. Didn't matter what it was. And now I've got a massive collection of games that I'm never going to finish playing.
Yeah.
But I'm like, $1, I'll try the game if I don't like it. It's not going to be anything off of my back.
To help support Toll's treasure hunt store, when I was a kid before the internet was a thing,
Yeah.
I used to go to video game stores too, and I would hunt down for treasures. And I found for the PS1 really cool Dragon Ball Z games because there weren't any in English or American. So I found Japanese Dragon Ball Z games.
Oh,
And the only way to play them was you had to open your lid. You put a little spring in the back so it could stay open, and you put this disc in that would allow you to play a Japanese version game. So it had to
No way.
play this disc first, then you would take the disc out and put a Japanese game in so you could play it on your console. And so I would play Dragon Ball Z games in Japanese just because I was a huge Dragon Ball
that's
Z
amazing.
fanboy.
I've heard about that
remember-
trick. I thought it wasn't a specific disc. I thought it was just any disc that loads that's made for this region. You get past the version check and then you swap them out real quick.
It's possible. I don't remember. I just
It was
remember
so
having a
long
disc
ago.
that came with the
Oh,
spring.
that's amazing.
Yeah, and
The
so
only one-
I had 3 Dragon Ball Z games that I did that with. It was really cool. Like it was 2D fighting style games. It was really awesome.
Squeaky.
There was a game for the
Squeaky, I'm
GameCube
doing
called
something.
someone's squeaking something in the background. There was a game I played for the GameCube. It was Naruto Clash of Ninja. That was one of my favorite fighting games on the GameCube. And one of my buddies found there's the Japanese version of the 4th game. Or no, it was the 2nd game. And in the Japanese version, there was an extra character you couldn't play in the English version. So we got to play as Choji in the Japanese version, but we couldn't
That's
play him in
awesome.
the English version. Yeah. Every time I say version, I almost sound like I'm saying virgin.
I was just about to say, I wanted to point out a moment ago, you said there's an extra character that you can't play in the English version.
Yeah.
And I feel like that might lead to some interesting fan art.
Ooh, no, don't do that.
Smiley, can you fact check that for us?
So, Mr. Baskin asks again, do you guys hate loot boxes?
Do we hate loot boxes?
Now, do we have to hate them as a group or love them as a group? Or do we answer individually?
I don't know. I don't hate them.
I don't hate them either. I hate what they can be.
On their own.
But loot boxes specifically, I think if used right, I love loot boxes. So I think Overwatch does loot boxes really well.
Now,
yeah.
I want to clarify. What are we talking about with loot boxes?
Like a box with loot in it. That you get in
I mean,
video.
is there anything more specific? Like, is this something you have to pay for with real money? Is it something that you
just
unlock?
literal loot boxes. See, now
Just
you're
in
adding on the
general.
contingencies of what people have used loot boxes for.
Okay.
Now it's just loot boxes in general.
Just making sure. So
Yep.
under that heading, it could be the random loot that you get in Diablo. Hell, the first Diablo, going through the dungeons, you open a box and you get loot.
No, that's a treasure chest.
That's a treasure
Do you
chest.
know
What's the difference?
Loot box. So loot box is something you gain from like levels or like doing a match. It's more often used in not linear stories or narratives. It's typically in multiplayer capacity. So
yeah, like when you're playing a game like Overwatch, or Battlefront 2. There's these boxes that you get and you open it when you get them from like either leveling up or spending money on them. And it just usually you open it up and you get little goodies like cosmetics or stuff like that.
Like those
kinds of loot
that
boxes.
one time we played Apex.
Now I don't even mind.
Yeah, that's the perfect example. Those kinds of loot boxes.
I don't mind paying for loot boxes either, but I only think they should be in the form of cosmetics. I think Star Wars did it wrong where you had to get level ups in certain equipment through loot boxes, and I think that's wrong.
Gameplay locked behind random chance is bullshit.
Yes. I also don't think you should be able to pay to win for any form of a game.
Which is funny that you bring that up because that's actually the next step that we're doing for Next to Nothing, where we're going to be having episode boxes. So what you do is you buy a box and there's chances you get different scenes from different episodes. And you just gotta keep buying them till you get all the all the scenes, so you can put them together and get a full episode.
Don't give people ideas. I have a feeling
Someone's
like
gonna use that. Don't put that out there.
No, we're using that.
Oh,
Let's coin
Karen.
it. We need to
Karen, write that down. Write down that idea.
I'll do it, Karen.
Patent it. So if anybody else uses it, we can be like, hey, that was our idea. You owe us money.
Actually, patent that shit. Because if someone does, he's got a good point. Buy a patent you have no intention of using, so if someone wants to do it, we get the money.
See, but that's dangerous, though.
We're not big enough to make that successful. But Bethesda, now, they write us a check.
Well, it's tough because there's some places you can get in trouble for doing that. But I guess it's different with domains. Domains are a lot different. I guess it depends on where you get the domain from. Because I know I've had a couple buddies that have gotten into trouble where they've bought a domain because they had no intention of using it, but it ended up being very similar to another domain from like a very popular company, and they were sent a letter that basically said, "Hey, we want that domain. It's really close to ours. You're going to give it to us." And so he sent an email back that said, I want $10,000. And then the company contacted GoDaddy, and GoDaddy basically said, all right, it's yours. And then the $50 processing fee was charged to my friend.
Wow.
That's funny.
Yeah. That's also completely different from patents. You would personally go and apply for a patent, and it would be federally filed. It would be yours.
Did we just invent patents?
No. Patton Oswalt did.
Dang it.
Yeah.
Funny man, Patton Oswalt.
He beat us to it.
Yeah. Next question.
It's a great idea.
Next question.
Someone go ahead.
So, who'd you say?
You.
Said someone.
Me? Someone? My name's Spencer Zio. I would appreciate it if you remembered that.
Right now, you're someone.
You are someone,
Fine,
Mr. Cougar Creek Resort.
Oh, I gotta cut that out.
Sorry, I just noticed your hat.
No, that's totally fine. So, Taco Knight asked, so I have a PS4 and enough money for only one of them. And the games are Days Gone, Division 2, or MK11. Which one should I buy?
MK.
Now,
Mortal Kombat?
Yes. So
Yes.
these are wildly different games. One of them is a sandbox survival, another is a RPG third-person shooter, and then the other one's a fighting game.
Yeah, so which one's he gonna buy?
Yeah, which one tickles your fancy the most, man? I personally would choose Days Gone.
I would say if you're looking for the story and the experience, Days Gone is probably the best one for it. But if you want something you can play more with others, the Division is
probably
the
to do that. You don't get to do that until you just got to pick one out of the three.
I can't do that. I'm too logical. I weigh the options and then I make a recommendation. Weigh the
options for yourself and then pick one.
See, I'm going to go with Days Gone as well.
Yeah, Days Gone.
I have not played any of them, so I cannot make a decision.
Days Gone.
You got to pick one, Toll.
No.
Neither have we, but we're picking one.
We can't go anywhere.
Days Gone has interested me the most out of any of them. I will say that.
See, he picked Days Gone. Okay, so
obviously
only
because I know literally nothing about the others.
3 out of 3 game members recommend Days Gone.
Woo! That's official.
Motorcycles.
If you are unsure if the three of us recommend it, Smiley, can you fact check that for them?
Who made Days Gone?
Days Gone was made by a game company.
Nice.
There were some people working for it, and they put together.
I believe they had some graphics designers.
Okay, I'm gonna guess.
Bend Studio. So Bend Studio made Days Gone. I just want to say, Bend Studio, if you're listening, you are more than welcome to use the stamp that says 3 out of 3 game members approve.
Oh my god!
We won't even charge you for it. It's totally fine. You can even use our controller logo.
Why didn't we continue on with the review stuff from before and then slap that on them? Like 3 out of 3 game members approve this game.
Well, this sounds like we're starting a new series.
What else?
Well, then we're bringing back an old series that we only did one video.
We're reinventing the series.
I haven't actually heard of Ben Studio, so I'm checking out what else they made. Siphon Filter, Uncharted, Golden Abyss,
they've
Resistance.
made Days Gone.
Yep.
And
in case you didn't know.
Hey, they made that game you mentioned earlier, Uncharted Golden Abyss.
Yeah, for the Vita, it's pretty good.
Nice.
There's a part in the game where you have to actually draw on the screen, and you have to use your notepad and sketch stuff out, and so you put your finger on it. And
I would fail because I have no art skills.
No, you don't have to have art skills. You just go back and forth.
So how does the notepad link to it?
No. Like Drake has a notepad. He's like, I
so there's like a notepad in the game.
And so the screen is a touch screen, so you can just rub your finger on it, and then it'll make a sketch. It's
cool.
It's a touch screen, prick. You call yourself
that
a
makes
captain.
a lot more sense. Well, when Zio first said, I'm just like, why it's a portable game. Why is there a notepad thing that you carry around with you for it?
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Did we actually review a game? Or was it just like a talk about a game?
No, we reviewed one game. It was one of our
God of War, right?
I reviewed God of War way back when, yeah. And then we did an Itch.io review.
We did that, but I thought there was another thing.
Yeah, we did an Itch.io
I'm not going to watch
together,
it. I'm going to go find it.
I don't remember what the game was called, but I remember what we called the title of our review.
God,
it's not lasagna.
No. That's right.
Oh no, it's not
a
goulash.
Horror game, wasn't
it's
it?
not goulash. Yeah, it was a horror game.
No, it's not goulash. I don't remember anything about that game except for that spider and the goulash.
LIFO review. That's what it was. Yep. That's why I created
look up and see if that guy's made any others.
That's actually the only game that I've watched you guys play. It's a good game. It was a good video.
LIFO?
Yeah.
Oh, LIFO was not a good game.
It was a good video, is what I meant.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it had good concept. He just
we're
just gonna review it again for him right now. It was cool. It was just all over the place with directions. But we should see if that guy's made any more games. It'd be interesting to see.
And then trash his other games for that. I'm just kidding.
We can't do that. All right, Toll, take it away with the next question.
Take them away, toys. Why do some people play video games endlessly?
No,
Sunjay140 asks, why do some people play video games endlessly but barely improve, while others play for significantly less time and improve by leaps and bounds? Well, there's a pretty simple answer for that. Those of you who play forever, you don't give yourselves enough time to get good.
Well, I was gonna say, Toll, I think you should answer the first part, and then I'll answer the second part because that's what we're experts in.
Yes.
You get it? I was making a joke based off
Yeah.
of how you can't make Link walk forward. And
Ooh, clever.
No, I get you. And you know what it is? I play for so long, I get burnt out. My skill set drops. And the more that I play, the less I'm able to improve. But I find that when I play for a short time, I put it down, I come back, everything that I learned before is processed in my mind, and I have a better grasp of it. And I can do better when I return to it.
Okay. That explains it. That makes perfect sense to why you're just a bad gamer. Okay.
See, I have a legitimate answer for this.
I was trying to give a legitimate answer, but apparently I was being listened to by a troll.
So the reason why this is happening is because while you're playing endlessly to get better at it, so are other people. So you're getting better at it, but so are they. And you're just not getting better at it fast
But what about the people who just put in significantly less time or just naturally good?
Yeah. Well, some people also, it could be their experience from before playing the game. It could also be how they're playing it. Because, I mean, there's a difference between practicing how to... was it this podcast? Someone's meant... I want to say it was Zio. I don't remember where it was. But it's like, if you practice bouncing... If you practice jump shots, right? There's a right way to practice it. And there's a bunch of other ways to practice it. And if you practice it the right way, you're going to get better. But if you practice something the wrong way, you're just going to get better at doing it the wrong way.
Practice makes habit. Training makes good. That's what it was.
Yeah, someone said something similar to that.
Makes perfect.
The saying was, practice makes permanent. Perfect practice makes perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Now
that was
remember, you're
that
the one
before.
who even said it.
Yeah, it was me the one that said it.
Of course.
Why'd you even say that? I don't remember.
Context is vague.
It was context of basically like talking about getting better at something, and then somebody said practice.
Well, we figured that out.
Said,
that was a given.
Practice makes perfect, and I said no, that phrase is wrong. My coach always taught me in basketball that perfect practice makes perfect. Practice makes permanent.
Oh, that wasn't as exciting as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, no, it's whatever. But another thing is like if you're just jumping into a new genre, like say COD 4, like I jumped into COD 4 for the first time for a multiplayer shooter, and that was terrible. But when I got into COD 2, I was already leagues ahead of people who had just discovered the multiplayer shooter genre because I'd put all the practice into the game before, so I already had a basic understanding of how the game worked. Oh, and then some people just had better hand-eye coordination.
So if you're so good at shooter games, why didn't you win last Fortnite Games Night?
Because it wasn't involving shooting.
Another example of that for me.
Who wins every shooting game?
Not
I'll give it to you, But another example
I won
of that.
one of them, but I botched my recording, so it doesn't count.
I give up.
Yeah, go ahead.
What do you give up?
I was going to say another example of that when you're jumping into a new genre. I've tried playing Dark Souls, I think 4 times now. And every time I gave it an earnest attempt, I dove into it. I tried to get it. And the first time, I got so frustrated. I walked away. I could not progress. The second time, I had a better idea of what I was getting into, and I played better. I improved. I was able to make it significantly further. I got past the first area.
Well, if it makes you feel better, Toll.
But every other time I felt I had a better grasp of what I was doing. But when I tried to play it in those moments, like I'd pick it up and I'd play through and I'd stop when I was frustrated, I never got better. But every time I came back to it, I was better prepared for what I was getting into, and then I could improve.
And then some of us picked up Dark Souls and flew right through it.
Yeah, well,
that wasn't me. I played it for like 20 minutes. I walked down, I was like, oh, cool, a group of skeletons. And then they killed me, and it sent me all the way back to the start, and I was like, what?
Now, this might be an unpopular opinion, but I really love Demon Souls, and I've been looking for that, and I cannot find it to play it again.
I have the opposite strategy of you, Toll. I don't give up. I refuse to put something down and come
Zio's
back
mom
to it.
knows that.
You call it give up. I say walking away for the sake of maintaining my sanity.
Nope.
It's not that I won't play it. It's that I'm going to come back to it.
I refuse to give up. I
force
force myself through it because it is a hurdle I have to overcome, and then I learn from that.
That explains the one Fortnite video that I don't know if it's up yet.
Yeah,
at the time that this podcast goes out.
We'll see. I refuse to give up. I'm not the type of person who ever just walked away.
And I didn't give up, and I won.
And I blatantly gave up, and it was fun watching you guys try.
You did.
And you're like, I'm not giving up. I'm not a quitter. I'm just bored.
I was.
That's the go-to excuse.
I was tired of it. I admit, I was tired of it. I gave up.
All right, we've got enough time for probably one, maybe another question.
We can fly through these. We've only got like.
Oh, are we? We're gonna. All right,
let's do it.
We're
Shotgun
gonna
mode.
do these like Zio does Dark Souls.
Yeah. Guy 14 says, "What's the last physical video game related item you bought?"
T-shirt from Fortnite. From what the fuck? Jackbox Party Pack.
Oh, that's awesome.
Right
I got the Here Kitty
that's
Kitty
mine
Hippo.
Too.
That is awesome.
And
I was excited to share
Harold the
mine, but it's
Non-Believer
not as
Butterfly.
exciting anymore.
I got that one as well.
Nice.
Dang,
Mine.
the shirt ruined mine.
Mine is the hero collection from Infamous Second Son. I got Delson's hat and a bunch of pins and stuff like that. It was really cool because I love the Infamous series. I also have the backpack from Infamous 2.
Nice. For me, it's one of the shirts from our games night. I was really excited to say that it was. I bought Legend of Zelda pint glasses, and I gave one of them to my sister, and I have the other one.
That's
I think I know the set you're
awesome.
talking about. I was given that for Christmas a couple years ago.
Yeah, it's
awesome.
one of the ones. It's from Breath of the Wild,
Yeah.
where it's
I
got
had-
like the yeah,
For the longest time, I had an exact replica of the Final Fantasy VII sword.
an exact replica. You had the sword from Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah.
I'll be
Too
back
bad
in a
that game's
second.
never going to come out.
Yeah. It's too bad.
I don't know. I want it to come out,
Me
but
too.
I want it to not come out just so that I can keep saying it's not going to happen.
Yeah, I want it to come out, but I'm hesitant because I know it's not going to be the same game as it was when it first came out.
I am.
Well, there's rumors again that it's going to be showing. Oh, nice. Those in the audio stuff, which is everybody can't see the sword. But
Isn't
that's
the handle
awesome.
supposed to be blue?
It is. This is like the dark version.
Nice.
Dark Link's Master Sword. For those who can't see,
Nice.
this is
Evil.
a replica Master Sword. It's not the best quality. It's just meant for hanging on the wall. And I just realized I can see through the hilt right here.
You can see through it. Oh, that's awesome.
Neat.
Like, not that it's transparent, but the wings aren't very well connected.
You got to bump up the transparency.
Anyway, it's one of my favorite things, and it was also a gift. I'm going to leave that in my
Oh.
background, actually. That's great.
Nice.
Oh, it's awesome.
All right, next question.
Wait, is that an Assassin's Creed thing for in your photo?
Yeah, my
it's a poster.
wife stitched it. It's an embroidery.
Oh, that's so
that's
awesome.
even cooler.
I'd ask you about the picture in his, but it's just lame. So
Yeah, it's Spider-Man. Not lame at all.
I think it's amazing.
Ah, I see what you did there.
They don't.
yeah, you did. I'll give you that one. I like that one too.
It says Amazing Spider-Man for those who can't see.
I was really hoping Toll did that by accident, and he didn't know that he made the pun.
I do that
All right.
sometimes. I really do.
We gotta do the next question. We gotta fly through
that's
these
right.
guys.
We gotta go even faster now.
Yeah.
Zio keeps delaying things.
Hey, Jordy288 asks, why do Nintendo games hold their value so well? 2 words,
They-
quality control.
Because
I
Nintendo
disagree.
does what Sega doesn't.
It's because Nintendo doesn't know how to do price drops. They never lower their prices ever.
It's true. That's pretty much why they hold their value so well.
Yep.
I had to say it, but that's pretty much
I don't really think that's really an opinion. I think
It's
that's just
supply and
facts.
demand, man. The good Nintendo games don't ever get recycled in the used games market, so there's always a demand for it, so the price stays high.
Well, the prices used to drop a lot, but then
Now they don't put out
once they
enough
went to
for everyone to get, so the price stays up.
Well, no. It started, I believe, when they started doing cartridge games. Once they had like the DS and that stuff, just because the cartridge is really expensive, and a lot of the cost of the game goes into actually the cartridge, and so they had to keep the prices up because once it dropped down to I think it was like 30 or 40%, it was on the borderline of losing money, just because the cartridges were pricey. But it was needed. It made it easily portable, and it was awesome. So
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Next question.
I think I just kept it. The next one is Crazy Chicken asks, "What should I
Crazy
play
Chicken 31.
next?" Oh, sorry. Crazy Chicken 31 asks, "What should I play next?" Yeah. He wants to know what should play next. Mass Effect 1, A Witcher 2, a Borderlands 1 DLC, a Rayman Origins, Fable 1, or Knights of the Old Republic 1.
I'm seeing
what he should play.
Here. We've got choice-based RPGs all throughout.
This guy knows how to pick a theme and stick with it mostly.
Clearly,
now,
you should play Rayman Origins.
Any of these again, assuming he hasn't played any of these once, I would recommend Fable.
I would recommend Spider-Man.
Look, the reason you want to play Rayman Origins over the others is they're right. There's a theme here. You got some RPGs going on, but Rayman Origins isn't. Change it up, man. Change it up.
Don't do it. Don't listen to Zia. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
All of these are good games. Every single one of them. I say
think
Fable
he should
because it was groundbreaking for its time, and it still holds up really well as far as the story goes. Maybe not the gameplay, but the story's good. And it's brief enough that he could then move on to the next recommendation, which in my mind would be The Witcher.
So I'm going to pull a toll with this one, and I'm going to give two options, but I'm going to say that there's certain situations that arise for the other option to be chosen. And I think if he's never heard anything about the Mass Effect series and has never heard anything on the internet about it, he should definitely play number 1, because he's going to be really looking forward to how the whole thing ends. But if he has heard about that stuff, then I'm going to say go for the Borderlands 1 DLC, because those are awesome.
Why the DLC not Borderlands 1?
By the sounds of it, he's probably played Borderlands 1.
I guess.
Probably he has all the DLC and just never went into it. Like,
you should play the Borderlands Telltale games. That's actually my favorite Borderlands.
It is.
Is it?
Yeah.
Loader
I haven't played that one yet. I still have some of the DLC to finish for the second one.
Honestly,
Tiny Tina's I want to finish.
I started playing through the Borderlands 1
character.
DLC before my last playthrough of 2 because I'd never touched it. It amazed me how different the game was. It was phenomenal, especially when we got to the secret armory of General Knox.
Oh, yeah.
It was amazing. Or was that in the second one?
It was awesome. No, Knox was the second one. That was the... No.
I'm thinking about the one that had the vehicles and the highways.
Oh, yeah, that's number 2. That's Borderlands 2. That's... What's it? Oh, wait a minute. There was a highway in the first one. There was a highway in the both.
It was the one that had that town in the middle of a highway. I'm pretty sure that's connected to the first game. I don't remember what it's called.
I think that's the first one. I think that's the first game.
Google Box.
And last question is by Magnar HD.
God, the resolution on that is amazing.
Best free-to-play PC multiplayer games. What are your favorite free-to-play multiplayer games for PC? I'm looking for recommendations for games I can play with some friends.
General Knox is Borderlands. It's the third DLC for the first game. Sorry, had to get that answer for myself.
Hey, it's very important.
Best free-to-game PC multiplayer.
Yeah, the best free-to-game multiplayer PC. That's what we're going with.
So, best one would be something.
I don't know about best, but I can honestly, now that I've given it a fair chance, I can honestly recommend Fortnite.
Really? I think that's a pretty good option.
Specifically the creative mode, because it's got so much more variety and freedom of gameplay.
It is fun. And with friends.
Yeah. So I would say Fortnite's creative mode challenge maps.
And you should watch Fortnite Game Night.
You definitely should. Shameless plug is shameless.
You should. I'm going to go with Guild Wars 2. I think that's a really good one. It's an MMO.
When did that become free to play?
It's been free to play for a good chunk of time now.
Last I heard about it was before it came out, and I heard it was a one-time payment.
You pay once, basically, to own the game. But you can play for free. You don't actually have to own the game. There's a couple things that it kind of slows down for you, I think, but it's not much of a difference. Yeah, it's awesome.
I would recommend...
It's a terrible recommendation. Okay, Zio, don't move.
What?
Okay, Toll, see in the webcam there's the stuff in his background. Okay, Zio, turn your head a little bit to the side again. No, the other way. It almost looks like he's got like cowlicks coming off the back of his head.
I was going to say it looked like he has tiny Mickey Mouse ears.
Oh.
Made out of Tifa's body.
I don't know. When I was a teenager, I loved MapleStory. It was my favorite free-to-play PC.
MapleStory 2 is out now.
I've never touched it.
Is it? Holy
Yeah.
crap.
You didn't know about MapleStory 2?
No, like I knew about it for a long time ago because it got announced so long ago. I didn't know.
Yeah, it's been up for a while, I think.
Is it 3D or is it 2D still?
It's 3D.
Oh, see, it changes things.
I don't know.
how
I
feel about
honestly have no idea. I'm just
Anyways,
guessing.
when I was a
still 2D.
teenager,
He's giving you-
I would have recommended MapleStory. And if it wasn't gone, so Spen doesn't make this joke, I would have recommended Paragon.
Pair what?
But I've also
When
heard
does
really good
the-
things about Black Desert Online.
Black Desert Online is really cool. The battle mechanics in it are amazing.
Yeah.
Its story is really slow and hard to get through because it's just weird. And the dialogue's kind of like, eh.
Yeah,
But the fighting is awesome.
but with friends, I imagine you could have a lot of fun with that.
Oh, yeah. Plus, you could just decide, I don't want to kill things, and you just get a horse and a wagon, and you ride back and forth from town selling things, and it's really fun. And it's not dull and boring at all. It's a blast.
Metal Gear.
Had me convinced there. But yeah. See,
So-
we went through all the questions.
Sorry, throwback
Every
to something
single one.
earlier. The Mist Studios, the people who made LIFO, they actually do have 2 other games called The House and Turn Around. So you may have that to look forward to from Game. Who
Wait,
knows?
the house and turnarounds?
The House and Turn Around.
Turn around. That seems familiar. I feel like I've played that.
What's the house and turnaround?
It's 2 separate things. One is called The House. The other is called Turn Around.
Sounds like horror games.
Yeah,
They probably are.
That's what they do.
I don't like it.
Turn around.
Every now and then I get a little bit spooked, and so I have to run away. Turn around.
And now we're demonetized.
Turn around by Miss Studios.
I'm sorry I sing well enough for that to
Yeah,
happen.
I don't know if I've played that.
Probably a good thing. The horror games are not good for you. They're unhealthy.
You are playing as a journalist who went to investigate the place. Parentheses,
may have
the
played
valley, where a lot of people went missing. But you find yourself in a car crash, and it won't be the last bad thing that happened to you.
It just
Well,
seems
the last
generic
bad-
enough that I might have played it.
Well, the last bad thing that's going to happen to all these people is, unfortunately, the end of our podcast.
Oh,
So, oh, I know.
Son
it's
of a geek.
terrible.
I wanted it to
yes,
keep
I
going.
feel that way too. So if you enjoyed the podcast, make sure to tell all your friends, your mom, your grandmother, your grandfather, your aunt, your uncle, your niece, your nephew. Just tell everyone, because then they can have fun and they can enjoy things too. But if you've got questions burning away in your heart too, you can send them our way. Maybe we'll answer them again.
And if you like
This
the
is a different
artwork
format.
in the background, feel free to send us something if you want to see us use it as well.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot.
You're welcome,
I forgot
Spen.
to do that at the beginning again.
Yeah,
'Cause
we
if you're
changed
taking a
our
look at it-
format. So,
Well, for this
if-
podcast, we'll see what we like.
If you
May-
like it,
maybe
we
we'll
might
do it again.
continue it. If not, we might not. Who knows?
actually got some pretty
we
good
change it
screen
like
caps I
every
could give
other
you for
week.
this one.
So,
Oh, nice. You should send them my way. So what you guys are looking at right now, that's, if you're looking at it on YouTube, that's Toll's picture.
Maybe.
He did that. He drew that with his own kneecaps.
I drew
He
it
just-
with my own print screen button.
He clenched the paintbrush between his kneecaps and he painted away. It's a talent of his. It's really impressive.
Yes,
He has his own
yes.
YouTube channel called tollkneecaps.com/youtube. Yep.
My secret
And,
is Kegels all day, every day.
and also that is the secret word of the podcast.
Kegels.
So type that down in the comments, and Toll will send you $5.
Yeah.
No, I won't.
Yes, he will.
He's going to send you $5.